Now to the little-known semi-autonomous Russian Republic of Tuva, pretty much slap bang in the geographical heart of Central Asia. Like much of the now defunct Soviet Union, Tuva is in all sorts of strife as they battle to catch up with the contemporary capitalist world. But Tuva apparently has a secret weapon. The mystical shamans, traditional healers that have practiced their craft for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Reporter Nick Lazaredes tells us the shamans are convinced that they can heal their ailing homeland. But, as you'll see, Nick's assignment turned into something of a personal odyssey.
Deep in the heart of Asia is an ancient tribal land steeped in mysticism. The autonomous Russian Republic of Tuva has been left reeling in social turmoil in the free market chaos that followed communist rule. Now, Tuva is turning away from its recent past and looking even further back to a time when traditional ritual beliefs ruled their lives. Worshipping the spirits of earth, wind, fire and water.
Без человека природа может жить, а без природы человек не может жить.
Tuva offers some remarkable contrasts. Dotted with lakes and ringed by mountains, from desert through to alpine forests. But the Yenisei River, by volume the 6th largest in the world, is its greatest pride. Tuva's shamanists regard the water as a pristine spiritual entity, gradually spreading throughout the globe, sowing the seeds for a worldwide shamanic revival. While in terms of its natural beauty, Tuva might well be regarded as Russia's Shangri-La, on another level, it could also be aptly described as Russia's hellhole. With almost 3 in 10 Tuvan males dying from alcohol poisoning and almost half as many lost to suicide, it has one of the lowest life expectancy rates in the former Soviet Union. And that's not all. The rate of infant mortality is amongst the highest in Russia, while staggering levels of unemployment continue to worsen. Violence and crime are so bad, foreign visitors to the capital, Kyzyl, are warned not to leave their hotels after sunset.
Проблема алкоголизма, пьянства, они сейчас само собой идет, потому что работы нету. В деревнях, в других местах ничего нету.
With Tuvan society disintegrating, shamans have taken on an even more prominent role in the community, hoping the old ways will turn the tide of this ongoing tragedy.
Например, там пьянства много стали. Это испортит. Там лечу, кто с алкоголизмом, наркотиком тоже такие же положения.
Dugar Suron is one of Tuva's most respected shamans. He blames Western-style civilization for Tuva's social decay, a process he says started when Tuvans were forced to abandon their nomadic lifestyle.
Вот это пошло, и получается уже кочевой народ в одном месте пошло. Поэтому все испортилось. Те, которые у нас, вот это закон кочевых народов. Закон кочевых народов. Вот о чем вот это было.
The loss of their nomadic way of life was devastating and profound. But Dugar prefers to look forward, with some bold predictions about his ancient craft.
Это столетие шаманизма, я так считаю. Какой бы не было формы, по-разному.
Dulgar is convinced that Tuva's spiritual revival will eventually trigger a global shamanist renaissance and a new respect for the world's indigenous cultures.
Придет. Я говорил, вот что мы первоначально говорили. И это столетие будет только зависеть от людей, которые уже поймут. Перешли мы, пересибилизовались, так поймут. Поэтому они обязательно, это уже на этой столетие уже переходить должно быть в лучшую сторону, в национальную сторону. Вот это этнические туинцы, этнические Австралия или как там, тоже так же переходят на это.
On the banks of the Yenisei River, not far from Tuva's capital, Kazil, a myriad of wooden pipes crisscross the forest, channeling spring water which Tuvans believe to have magical properties. On some days, several thousand people can be found clambering along these damp trails, enjoying what they believe is a gift from the spirits of nature. This is no male-dominated religion. In a small forest near her village home, Nadezhda pays homage to the spirits that gather there. Nadezhda believes shamanism is her vocation, a spiritual gift that she says she inherited from her grandmother, a respected shaman. Constantly seeking a deeper connection with what she calls the earth spirits, Nadezhda believes she developed her magical healing powers after a 6-month odyssey deep into the Russian taiga, the coniferous forest which blankets Siberia.
В тайгу я уехала, потому что как бы набрать силу и как бы преклоняться к природе, и вот общаться с природой, вот так вот.
For 6 months she had almost no human contact, but it seems she wasn't alone.
Когда я работала с бубном, звери приходят очень близко. А потом охотники приходили, говорит, столько много, говорит, обтоптано следы, говорит, зверей. Вы, говорит, видели? Я говорю, нет, не видела. И оказывается, они на звук бубна приходят, любят слышать. Вот этот, вот. Они приходили, оказывается, на звук бубна.
The power of music is integral to shamanistic belief. It's said to bring those who practice it into close harmony with nature. This haunting traditional vocal art form is a sophisticated variant of throat singing, where the vocalist is able to produce more than one sound or frequency at a time. Here, known as hume.
It's a musical construction of identity. The Tuvan people say that when they sing hume, they become part of the countryside. They become an actual physical part of Tuva.
Elizabeth Gordon is an Australian who moved to Tuva earlier this year to conduct research into this vocal art form that she says is without comparison.
It does sound so otherworldly. It really does. For a particular group of people to say that their music identifies them as people and as a nation, that is fairly remarkable from where I'm coming from. For the Tuvans, their music, that is their identity. And that's, yeah, incredible. Really incredible for me.
This group of boys has been studying the art of hume for less than a year. The Tuvan culture may have been revived, but its long-term survival faces many hurdles. Elizabeth believes the most serious threat is the growing disillusionment of Tuva's younger generations.
Most of the young people that I've spoken to here want to get out of Tuva. You know, they go to universities in Novosibirsk, in Moscow, and then they don't come back. If the younger generation all leave, well, what's that going to do for the culture? You know, that's going to, you're going to end up with a very old culture that will eventually die out.
Dulgar is taking me into the hills to an ancient site renowned for its healing energies. As each ceremony must have a purpose, Dulgar has offered to perform a healing ritual for my son Kobe, who is profoundly autistic. On a small fire, offerings are made to the spirits in the form of flour, meat and confectionery. With a small photograph of my son in one hand and holding his drum in another, the ritual begins. Calling to the spirits of the mountain, the spring and the trees, the shaman makes offerings, pays them homage and asks for their help. At the end of this dramatic ceremony, Dulgar informs me it was a success. Told not to expect any sudden changes in my son's condition, Dulgar said that gradually signs of improvement would emerge, and that in time I would understand the power of this healing ritual. Although he is confident that shamanism and the other unique aspects of Tuvan traditions are here to stay, there is one threat to Tuvan culture that has Dulgar deeply worried: the arrival of the railway.
Цивилизация остается цивилизация, само собой идет, но поезд сюда проходит. Мне кажется, вообще тувинский народ могут также, как мы говорим, исчезать могут быть, перемещаться другими людьми, язык забудут, и природа вообще испортится.
Construction has already started on a rail link that will connect Tuva into the Trans-Siberian network.
Сейчас агитация идет такой: о, хорошо, богатый будет, рабочих мест много будет, тувинцы там будет заработать. Нет, тувинцы нас не примут.
With the arrival of the railway still a few years off, Tuvans at least have some time to prepare for the inevitable changes it will bring.
Вот в чем смысл. Это, мне кажется, это очень сложный вопрос. И мне кажется, даже надо было и референдум надо было проходить. Тувинцы хотят или не хотят железную дорогу. А у нас так не получается. Раз указ, все. Так мы же этнические тувинцы. Тоже какой-то должен быть тоже.
Nick Lazaredes in Central Asia. Shamans or no shamans are part of the world we don't get to see often enough. Coming up, grab a tissue. Aaron Lewis visits a very different orphanage in Kenya.
What these animals seem to want most is affection. Tumarin keeps grabbing my arm and putting my fingers in her mouth to suckle like her mother.